Good Thursday afternoon, everyone. The time is 2:40. We're jumping back on here because there is a flash flood warning in effect for parts of the New Orleans Metro, St. Bernard Parish, parts of Orleans and Jefferson Parish, and that includes Chalmette especially. Chalmette seeing some good heavy rain at this point, so street flooding is possible. Within this flashing green box, that does include parts of the West Bank too, but Chalmette seeing the heaviest of the rain and back eastward. Multiple storms going over the same spot, training of storms leading to the flash flooding concern at this point. This flash flood warning is in effect until 4:15 this afternoon. So even though the storms are moving by, they won't be around forever. They won't be around until 4:15. They'll be out of here by then. It'll still take some time for the water to recede. So this is a current look at what's happening with radar. Now, over the last couple of hours, over the last 3 hours, our rainfall totals pretty impressive for the Chalmette area and for parts of the city of New Orleans. Over 2 to 3 inches in a few spots. So seriously heavy rain in really localized portions of the metro area, really in the Chalmette region and just points eastward. So that's where the heaviest of the rain has fallen over the last few hours, which is why we do have a flash flood warning in effect until 4:15. So definitely drive carefully if you're headed out in this direction or leaving from this direction early on your afternoon, about 2:40 right now. If you're heading out over the next hour, just plan for some street flooding in this region, at least some nuisance, big puddles across parts of the metro area and some ponding on our roadways. Unfortunately, we have this wet and soggy pattern that will be with us the next several days. So we've got more of this to come the next couple of days into your Labor Day weekend. So this is a current look at radar conditions right now at 2:41 p.m. Still looking at some heavy showers for parts of the city of New Orleans and into parts of St. Bernard Parish, Chalmette, and towards Poydras. Some heavy downpours right now, and you probably hear the thunder at this point. Even parts of the city of New Orleans, the French Quarter, seeing one little soaking shower at this point. We were on just a little while ago because there is a flood advisory for the city of New Orleans and for points west towards Kenner and Metairie. It's not raining there at this point, but you may get a few passing showers for parts of JP and the city of New Orleans. But the worst of the rain is falling now towards Chalmette and into St. Bernard Parish and parts of northern Plaquemines Parish right now. So let me put some motion onto this over the last 15 minutes. And zoom out a little to give you an idea of what's happening. So here's that flash flood warning. Really Chalmette getting the brunt of the heavy rain because we've had these storms moving in this motion over the same area, and you get those storms dumping a lot of rain in a short amount of time. That's why we picked up upwards of 2 to 3 inches in the Chalmette area. And we could see maybe 1 to 2 more inches before this storm is over and done with. So even though they are moving by quickly, we've had some storms building right behind it, so that can easily prompt a flash flood warning. We know how it goes when we get these storms move through. And again, the soggy weather is here to stay through tomorrow and through the holiday weekend for Saturday and Sunday. So you may have to deal with some street flooding, not only today, but in the coming days. So just keep that in mind. Don't get too frustrated out on the roads because this wet pattern is with us. It is some much needed rain, but of course we have to sometimes deal with this street flooding from time to time. I did want to take a wider look at the region because of course that's where really the storms are localized. The South Shore as a whole at this point, not seeing a ton of rain. The lower Plaquemines, we're starting to see some storms fire up. But look at all the heavy rain farther west towards Lafayette, west of Morgan City, west of I-49. The North Shore as well, not so busy when it comes to the rain. Slidell seeing a good little shower moving through. Also Lake Maurepas along I-55. We see one little storm coming through at this point, but that is a good little storm there. Some heavy rain moving along Lake Maurepas along I-55, but generally moving pretty swiftly right by here for southern Tangipahoa Parish and points westward. So that is where it's moving from east to west. That westerly direction will continue. Some heavy showers now happening over the causeway. So Lake Pontchartrain seeing some heavy showers moving over the lake at this point. But it's just unfortunately right here is where those storms are getting stuck for parts of New Orleans East and St. Bernard Parish into Chalmette. That's where the heaviest of the rain is falling, and we'll be continuing to track these storms over the next maybe 45 minutes or so as they make their way to the west. So that means the city of New Orleans will be seeing some more storms passing on by. Even if you're in New Orleans Metro, parts of JP on the East Bank, you may have to deal with some big puddles and ponding if you're headed off home early this evening. And even if you're headed off from work and school at this point, but even over the next couple of hours, getting closer to that peak commute time, 4 or 5 o'clock, you may have to deal with, again, some big puddles out there because it'll take some time for the water to go down, especially with the storm still lingering over Chalmette and just south of Chalmette in this general direction. We've had these storms kind of stuck here over the last couple of hours. So We'll continue to track this flash flood warning over the next several hours. We'll of course pop back on here if anything else kind of trends in a negative direction, but so far this is really the only area across southeast Louisiana and South Mississippi we are watching right now. We could see some more scattered storms develop, but I think the heaviest of the showers now are really focused in the New Orleans metro because of that wider look showing you pretty sparse rain coverage now at this point for the North Shore and much of the South Shore. It's not until you get to lower Plaquemines we're starting to see a few more storms fire up. Some lighter, maybe moderate showers for our river parishes, nothing heavy or extreme now, but there is that one storm that's in southern Tangipahoa Parish and over Lake Maurepas, but heading to the west-northwest. If you are about to hit the causeway, though, you do have some heavy downpours moving over the causeway. So we'll be watching this over the next several hours this afternoon. It's just this one area, this one trouble spot that will produce that heavy rain, this storm moving over Chalmette. So Chalmette has a lot more heavy rain to deal with over the next half hour or so as the storm moves to the west, and then the city of New Orleans, the French Quarter, uptown seeing a good downpour right now. New Orleans east will be seeing some heavy showers right now, and that'll continue as the storm pushes off to the west. So that means Metairie, River Ridge probably going to see some more soaking showers over the next 45 minutes to an hour. So don't be surprised if you do get stuck in maybe a little traffic, some slowdowns with these heavy downpours happening as we get closer to the evening commute home. So make sure you drive carefully out there. Let your loved ones know, hey, if they're headed off to work soon or heading home from work soon or headed anywhere on your Thursday afternoon, that they will be contending with some heavy showers in a few spots of localized heavy rain and localized nuisance street flooding. Not everywhere, but in a few spots across the metro area, we are dealing with some street flooding at this point. So thanks for tuning in. Of course, we'll be back for the WWL Louisiana News at 5. Thanks for watching.